came up, God made a way.
Hey y'all, welcome back to I Just Don't Know podcast with me, Angel.
Stay down, came up, God made a way.
Okay, so in this episode, I'm gonna be glancing down at my notes, y'all, because it's better to have structure than to be all over the place. I hate being all over the place. And I be trying to be extra, like pronouncing my words correctly, doing everything right, making sure I got the lighting right, and I be stressing myself out. That's not what this is. That's not what this is. So we're gonna be ourselves. And before I begin ready, y'all, I just took off a face of makeup. It didn't look good on the camera. And at first, when I first got on the camera, I didn't have on any makeup. But then I was like, ooh, my dark spots, they look a little darky dark. So I'm gonna go put on the foundation tint. Anyway, I think it's by Anastasia from Ulta. That ain't what this about, Angel. Get on track. Okay, I'm sorry. In this episode, we will learn together to live lighter on purpose. Now, in the last episode, I talked about being at max capacity. And I had some people asking me, well, how do you unload? How do you offload when you're at max capacity? We're going to talk about it tonight. So stay with me. Okay. Let's get started. So I want to talk about many of the silent things that we carry at max capacity all the time. And we'll discuss offloading the weight of life. That includes stress, anxiety, depression, disappointment, and the big one, grief. Grief it could take up so much space in our lives, but we're going to talk about that. And I actually got an episode coming up about grief dedicated just to that, because I like to talk about things that I have experienced, and I have experience with being at max capacity. I have experience with that. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay. The truth is, for many of us, we live at max capacity emotionally, physically, mentally, wondering why we feel exhausted day to day. Even before the day even begins, we already be like, I'm exhausted. And I've actually been in that season right now in my life. I wake up and I'm already tired. And that's because I'm carrying too much. I'm trying to do too much. Like, God don't intend for us to live like that. To live like that. I said to live like that. To live like that. But anyway, okay, let's talk about the lie of being strong. Being the strong person is always heavy. It's always too heavy, actually. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Whenever you're the strong person, people forget to check on you. They forget to ask you how you're doing. They forget to, like, let me call them and just see and check in to make sure they're doing okay. So I'm familiar with that because most of the time I'm the strong friend. And here lately, I've been tired and I've been burdened down, just trying to carry everything and also save face. Like, you have that mask that you put on every day to try to show that I'm still strong, I'm still carrying everything. Yeah, that's toxic. Okay. But anyway, that's another episode. Okay, so somewhere along the way, we were taught that being strong means carrying everything without complaint. We wear exhaustion like a badge of honor. We call burnout adulting. We call emotional overload just life. First of all, burnout can kill you. When you're burnout and you keep going and you don't stop to take a minute and say, I'm going to reset. Let me sit down, see what has caused me the most stress. What am I carrying the most? If you don't stop, your heart, your mind, anything your mind tells your body to do, it'll do. If you're stressed out, if you're burnt out, if you're overloaded, your mind knows this, so your body starts to follow. You're always feeling exhausted. You have a headache. You're tired. I think I explained this in the other video, how overload and max capacity can show up and manifest in physical forms, like in our health, in our mental, in our spiritual lives, in our physical, like day-to-day activities. It shows up. So let's get to talking about offloading. So we were never designed to carry everything, every expectation, every loss, every unanswered prayer. That's a big one. Unanswered. Oh my goodness, y'all. Okay, I made a dirty pineapple drink and it is so good. But anyway, real quick side note, unanswered prayers. I have a book that I'm working on and it's entitled The Problem with Waiting. And it's a work in progress. I'm working on it. I actually have a lot of irons in the fire, but God is teaching me about stewardship. I'm in my teaching era of him showing me how to be a good steward because I haven't been in the past. But that's another episode. Yeah, I got Annette harassing us. Anyway, okay. So when your mind and heart is constantly full, there's no room to breathe. There's no room to heal, and there's no peace. Living overloaded doesn't make you strong. It makes you survive instead of thrive. The first step to offloading the cares of life is honesty. Let's be honest. A lot of us be trying to say, I'm not stressed, I'm not worried, but our mind and body knows that. So it pretty much, what you're saying doesn't match what you're bringing to fruition. Does that make sense? Like it doesn't match what's happening in your life. It doesn't match the results. So you can ask yourself, what am I holding on to that I was never meant to carry? Now, this is a good one. Okay, so I've learned that when people bring something to me, or if something is going on and it has nothing to do with Angel, I say, this is not for me to pick up. This is not for me to carry. This is not my problem. And a lot of times we feel bad because we say those things and we're supposed to be there for people. We're supposed to help others. But if you're at a place of burnout, stress, anxiety, overwhelm, you just don't really know how to cut off. Some of us have a hero complex and we always trying to save everybody. You need to focus on saving yourself. You need to focus on offloading some of this stuff that you've picked up along the way, other people's problems. Being nosy is others people's problems on your plate. If you're involving yourself that with something that has nothing to do with you, that's picking up other people's problems, because you have to take time and energy to call somebody else and say, hey girl, I can't believe this, such and such, such and such, such and such. And I'm guilty. I do it. I pick up other people's problems all the time. I try to find out what's going on with people, and then I try to come up with a resolution for them and all of this stuff. And next thing you know, I'm going from this extreme to another. And I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I'm stressed out. I need my finances in order. It's like we pick up all this other stuff and neglect ourselves. That's just like the whole sharing is caring narrative. I don't believe in that. And when I explained it to my brother, he was like, what you mean? Sharing is not caring. It teaches you to neglect yourself. I gave him, and I think I talked about this in one of my episodes about the toys. And y'all can go back to another one of my episodes. I really don't remember which one it was, but I talk about sharing is caring. It's a toxic thing, because it's not. And we shouldn't teach our children that. If they don't want to share, they don't have to. Anyway, okay. Now, what emotions have I normalized that are actually draining me? That includes, let's see. You know what? This is a good example. You're in a relationship. You say you love the person. They say they love you. But actually, the action, love is an action word, by the way. Their actions don't match up with what they're doing for you. They're not making time for you. They're not speaking or catering to your love languages. And a lot of times we shy away from those words like, oh, catering or things that don't serve me. People be like, what? Like things that don't serve you, cater to you, this, that, and third. But those are actually good qualifications that a person should have to actually make a relationship thrive. If a person is not willing to compromise, that emotion that you're feeling with them, that love that you're feeling is draining you. It's causing you stress. You're always trying to people please or please them into loving you the right way. No, you need to give that up and you need to walk away from it, because it's actually not love. It's you just wanting to be with somebody because you're afraid to be alone. Oh, okay. All right. So awareness is discipline. Being aware when you're at max capacity, that is a big discipline. And actually, discipline always trumps motivation, because when you're not motivated to do something, you'll be disciplined enough to do it anyway. That way, like if you're exercising and you're faithful to the gym, on the days that you feel tired and unmotivated to go because you've worked on your discipline, you're going to get up and go anyway, because that's what discipline is doing it in spite of. So it's actually a very powerful tool. Okay, so offloading isn't weakness, it's wisdom. This was really good. Like when I had this thought, I was like, you know what? It actually is wisdom, because when you realize that you're carrying too much and you need to pull some of that stuff off, then you're taking accountability for yourself. You're taking that moment to say, you know what? This is causing me stress. I don't care if it's a job. Find you another job that's not stressing you out. Find you another friend that's not stressing you out. Find you, it could be anything. It could be so many different things, but you have to get to the root of it. You have to figure out what are the things that's causing you to be at max capacity. And I said this in my last episode. If you're disappointed all the time, get to the root cause of that. Is it stemming from some type of childhood trauma that you're carrying? Is it stemming from some type of issue that you had with somebody that you're still carrying? Forgiveness is not for you. It's for you. It's not for the other person. It's to free you up of whatever happened, whatever went on, or whatever wound that they may have opened. It's not for them. It's for you. And it's free. It's free. I know we probably shy away from forgiveness because it's like, oh, I'm not going to forgive them because they did me so bad. Okay, you're carrying the burden, not them. You're walking around with the thought, with the memory of what happened, not them. That's why a lot of times people be like, I can't see how they moved on and just went on with their life after they did what they did. That's because you're the one carrying the burden. Free yourself up from it. Show them that you can actually free up your emotions, free up your energy, let that burden down, and move on with your life so you can thrive and be healthy and have room for other things in your life. Okay. Offloading doesn't mean ignoring reality. It means releasing what's harming you. You cannot heal what you refuse to lay down. Okay. Here are a few ways to offload intentionally. 1, name it. Stress loses power when it's named. That means when you name whatever that stressor is, you can identify it. You can target it. You can, if you're just shooting in the dark, you can't see. You can't hit nothing. The target is not there. Name what's stressing you so you can start targeting that. That way you'll know, okay, let me work towards this. Let me eliminate this. Let me get rid of this because it's stressing me out. Okay, let's see. Anxiety weakens when it's spoken. Okay, let me say this. Anxiety can cripple you. It will cause you to live in a cave for the rest of your life. And that's not what God wants us to do. And anxiety is almost like fear. When you think about anxiety, you're thinking about things up ahead. You're thinking about things that are not happening right now. It's like the what ifs are lingering around. It's like what happened in the past is still lingering around. It's just a lot. You have to call those things into captivity and you have to cast them down and let them know they don't have rule over you. And I know a lot of times we'd be like, that's easier said than done. Actually, if you be disciplined enough, anytime something comes upon you that's trying to be the opposite of what God has spoke about your life, you have to call it out and cast it down. It's power in the tongue. I mean, come on now. It's up to you. It's up to you. All right. Grief softens when it's acknowledged. That's why they say um the first step of recovery is like admittance or something, or acceptance or something like that. But when you can acknowledge, you know what, I'm grieving right now, I'm a little thrown off, I'm not myself, I'm feeling sad, feel that, and then pick it up and move on. Don't sit in it. That's what the devil wants us to do. He wants us to be distracted with our emotions. He wants us to be distracted with all these things that we're carrying at max capacity: stress, anxiety, disappointment, hurt, unforgiveness, grief. He wants us to be distracted with these things so we can't go to those places that God has us destined. Our name is already in rooms set up ahead of us. We just have to catch up with God. It's the devil that actually holds us back with all these different emotions, all these different things that we're carrying at max capacity every day of our lives into the new day. God give us new grace, new mercies every day. Why wake up with those same things that's weighing us down? Free yourself. Free yourself from those things. That way you can actually experience the goodness of life, the great benefits of life. And sometimes we could be so bogged down, it seemed like it just ain't gonna never come. That relief that we need is just never going to come. But it starts with us. We control that. It starts with us. So it's up to you to make those changes and actually do the work. Okay. Let's see. Say it out loud, write it down, and pray it through. So basically, that circles back to God. He's ready for us to lay those things at his feet. He's ready to take you to that next level. He's asking for your burdens. He's asking you to give those things to him. He said, take my yoke upon me. My burdens are light. So basically, he wants to exchange what he has for us for what we're carrying. And he wants to take it freely. He's not going to fight you for it. He's not going to just attack you for it. He wants you to freely push all of that stuff over to him so he can pick it up and carry it, because he's strong enough to do it. He's capable enough to do it. He can be trusted to do it. He won't give it back. He won't give it back to you. He's not an idiot giver. So he's not going to take something and then want it back, or give you something and want it back. No. He don't, it doesn't work like that. He's a good savior. Okay, number 2, stop carrying tomorrow today. Take no thought for tomorrow. Tomorrow will take care of itself. And I know all the things that we want, it's in tomorrow. All the things that we are praying for, they're in tomorrow. But take no thought for tomorrow. Tomorrow will take care of itself. That's where your anxiety is coming from. That's where your disappointment is coming from. That's where your unanswered prayers, worrying about that, that's where it's coming from, because you're taking thought for tomorrow. You're worried about tomorrow. Focus on today. Be a good steward of today. What's going on today? Don't take it into tomorrow. Don't bring tomorrow into today. I mean, it's causing you too much stress. It's causing you too much anxiety. That's one thing you can offload right there. That's a simple one. Try to be in the present. Try to be in the present and see. I was trying to do too much at one point in my life. I think back in 2024, I was trying to do too much. I was trying to do this. I was trying to do that. I was trying to get ahead. I was trying to buy a house. I was trying to do this. Start my business. Start my organization. Get some grants. Do this. Do that. But God spoke to me to be still. like a storm. I was just all over the place and stressing myself out. Your body can't handle all that. Calm down. I had to tell myself, but you know what? I threw a tantrum. I was like, be still and do what? What? I was so frustrated about that be still. But the stillness is where the peace is. The stillness is where the quietness is, that calmness that you need. The be still, that's where everything you need, that's where he is, in the stillness. So I was frustrated about it, but I started, offloading some of that stuff. Okay, let me just calm down. God is going to bless me in due time. And you have to tell yourself that. You have to say those things out loud so the devil can hear you and so you can hear it. God is going to bless me in due time. What God has for me, the devil can't stop me. Now, he can distract you, but he can't stop you. So, yeah. Okay, let's see. Anxiety lives in the future. Peace lives in the present. Discipline your mind to ask, is this happening right now or am I borrowing pain from tomorrow? That's like failure. Failure is something that's up ahead. Not me shaking the camera. My bad, y'all. Failure is something that's up ahead. It hasn't happened yet. How do you know you're going to fail? You haven't even tried. That's something that you can offload. Just try, just start. And then if you do fail in the future, learn from that. What did I do wrong? Did I start too early? Did I start too late? Was I inconsistent? Was I consistent? Did I do things the way it should have been done? You have to, that's in the future though. Don't think about those things now. Fail and then start over and try again. What's going to happen if you try again? Exactly. Okay. Discipline is emotional stewardship. Discipline isn't punishment. Discipline is protection, and it's deciding what enters my mind, what stays in my heart, what gets my energy. Okay, so let's hit these 3 points. What enters my mind? You allow the thoughts to take place. If a thought enters your mind and it's something that you don't believe in, you don't agree with, what you do? You put it out your mind. Okay, so if you're constantly saying, I'm going to fail at this, or I don't know what to do, I don't know where to start, I'm confused, I'm stressed, put those thoughts and emotions out of your mind. I can succeed. If I try and I fail, I can try again. God is with me. It's like, speak the opposite of what the devil tried to plant in your mind. Speak the opposite of that. So that way you can know, the devil can know, and then you can also hear it yourself. Cast it down. Put it out your mind. Speak the opposite. I am somebody. I'm more than a conqueror through Jesus Christ. God said that. I am everything that God said I am. The devil is the father of lies, and he has no place here. He has no authority over me. You have to say those things. You have to cast the things out of your mind and be aware of what you're allowing in, and what you're allowing to stay too. What stays in my heart? Okay, your heart will deceive you every time. You have to decide if unforgiveness, malice, vengeance, hatefulness, if all of that is going to live in you. And it's not hard to know if you have those things in you. If you got a problem with everybody everywhere you go, you the problem. You the problem. And you need to check your heart. You need to check your heart and your heart posture. You should be displaying and allowing to live in you kindness, happiness. But see, if you're at max capacity with the opposite of those things, stress, overwhelm, disappointment, hateful, if you're at max capacity with those things, that's what you're going to put out. That's what you're going to put out, and that's what you're going to get back. I mean, you got to decide what stays in your heart. You have to decide who you gonna be, who you want to be, what you want in return. Whatever you're wanting in return, you have to be that first. That's just the way it go. Okay, what gets my energy? If somebody got some nonsense happening, You got to decide if you going to give energy to that. You got to decide if you're going to play into that with them. You got to protect your peace, protect your energy. Don't give everything your energy. Don't let people have so much access to you. Don't let people see you sweat. Period. That's it. Okay. To decrease stress, anxiety, depression, disappointment, and grief, you want to limit it. Okay, Angel. Limit negative input. You want to be around people that support you, pour into you, but you also want to be able to pour back into others as well. So you got to offload some of that stuff. You have to have room for someone to even pour. If I took this cup is halfway full, if it was full to the top, I wouldn't be able to pour nothing else in it. So how anybody gonna pour anything into you if you full already? Probably with stuff that you don't even need to be full of. Get rid of some of that stuff. Let it out, deal with it, process it, and move on. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm a big believer in therapy. If you still can't get to the bottom of what's causing your stress, anxiety, disappointment, and all of that. And a lot of times, and I think I talked about this before, we grieve other relationships. You have to get to the bottom of those things. Get into counseling if you can't figure it out on your own. If you can't write it down, pinpoint it, call it out, you need some help. It's nothing wrong with therapy. And a lot of people look down on therapy and talking to someone and counseling, but actually you need to talk to a non-biased person. If you're talking to people that's always agreeing with you with your mess, no, you need somebody non-biased that's gonna tell you the truth. Period. That's it. That's all. Okay, so guard your emotional boundaries. I think we talked about that. You have to protect yourself from negative people. You have to protect yourself from negative environments that trigger you and cause anxiety and wake up those things that really, if they're waking up, that means they're still there. So you haven't offloaded them. So if you go somewhere that triggers you and it makes you feel a certain way, then you haven't processed those feelings, and you need to process that so that way you actually can go to those places, be around certain people without them upsetting you. And I'm gonna tell you this, I believe in cutting people out your life. If you got some people that you just know ain't gonna change, you do therapy, you do all the work, and you go around them and they still trying to be that same person to you in your life, let them go. Let them go. Yeah, they don't. Yeah. Okay, so build routines that support healing, not chaos. Change your routine. I'm gonna say this again. I said this in another video. I think I said it in the max capacity video. If you waking up tired every day, how late you going to bed? If you going to bed at 12 and getting up at 7, or you going to bed at 12 and getting up and you got to be up by 5, that's unacceptable. And you ain't being a good steward over your body. You need at least 7 to 8 hours of rest. Good rest at that. Don't get in the bed strolling on your phone. Put that phone on the charger in the next room if you can't control yourself enough to get in the bed and not be strolling on it. And I get it. We all do it. I do it. But I have learned now, Angel, put your phone somewhere where you can't reach it. That's because I'm starting to realize I need my rest. I need the proper rest in order to function and be productive the next day. Okay. And I think we are actually, I got so much more that I wanted to talk about, y'all, but I mean, it's just a lot. And I think we're at our 30 minutes. So let's see. Okay, so when you offload the cares of life, you make room for clarity, healing, joy, and purpose. These are the things that you want to experience in life. I would hate, excuse me, I would hate for you to have been through this life never to experience joy, happiness, clarity, and peace. Those are the things that God wants us to experience. Do people edit out when they be drinking stuff in their videos? Anyway, those are the things that God wants us to experience. You are not meant to live overwhelmed. You are not meant to live aligned. Peace doesn't come from having less responsibility. It comes from carrying the right things and releasing the rest. Okay, so I want to close out with some affirmations because you're wonderful and I love you. And I'm so glad you stayed to watch the rest of the video. Even if you kind of sped it up to the end, that's totally fine. It don't matter. Just as long as you got something out of it. My plan and goal for this podcast is to reach people and help people to live lighter on purpose. Yeah. Which I'm in the middle of it myself. So I haven't gotten there yet, but I'm a work in progress and I'm not going to stop until I get to where I'm trying to go. And God is like really dealing with me, trying to get me to that place. And I'm just going to allow him to do it. And see, that's another thing too. We have to allow God to do what he's going to do in our lives and not try to do it on our own and not try to jump up ahead of him. We have to follow his lead, let him guide us. So yeah. So these are the affirmations that I wanted to leave you guys with. I release what no longer serves my peace. Letting go is an act of strength. I can honor my expectations without carrying their weight. Peace is something I practice daily. And I want to do a little prayer. Everybody bow your head and close your eyes. Okay, not you, Angel, because you got to say the prayer. Okay, God, I give you things I've been holding on too tightly. Help me to release stress, anxiety, and grief without the fear of guilt. Create a space in me for peace and healing. There are better days up ahead of me, and I need to make room for them. Help me to allow you to guide me into doing so. In Jesus' name, I pray. Amen. Okay, and if you didn't know, now you know. I'll see y'all in the next episode. Bye.
God made a way.